As one of the leaders of the Babylon Hive, we are constantly on the lookout for the next Babylon. A movie that is deemed very divisive, with shocking moments, with filmmakers taking big swings that end up blowing our minds, and we just make it our whole personality. And as this movie started to premiere, I did get a lot of messages saying, hey, this could be it for you, or hey, I just saw it and I think you'll love it since you love Babylon. Enter Emerald Fennell. After winning an Oscar for her first film in Promising Young Woman, she returns to the director's chair with Saltburn, a film that follows Oliver finding himself drawn to another student who invites him to his home in Saltburn, where things get a little wild. And after a rather divisive festival premiere with the word of shocking and crazy scenes, Saltburn has been a movie that's been towards the top of my most anticipated for a while. Well, I finally saw it and it's good. But I'm a little conflicted. Let's start with the good here. Emerald Fennell has clearly leveled up as a director. The technical craft in this movie is kind of unbelievable, especially in comparison to Promising Young Woman. Every frame is immaculate. The cinematographer, Linus Sandgren, who's done the last few Damien Chazelle movies, shout out to La La Land, shout out to First Man, shout out to Babylon, I love you guys so much. He understands lighting like few others in Hollywood do. It's really amazing. I'm really in awe about his skills. The production design is fantastic, and I particularly love the costumes and wardrobe here. Perfectly suited for that time period, location, and the various social statuses. And the way the camera just moves throughout the movie, capturing all these little moments and these huge shocking moments, just scream that a director has gained more confidence and gotten more comfortable. And I mean, that's the trajectory you want, right? After your first film to your second, you'd want to see areas of improvement, and she really did that here. But I gotta be honest here, to me, I didn't find the screenplay to be one of its stronger aspects of the movie, because I actually found a lot of the movie a little disjointed. There were multiple moments where things just didn't flow neatly or nicely together for me. Now, with a movie like this, I know you're probably expecting a slow burn type of movie where things slowly start to reveal itself, start to ramp up until you hit the climax, and then boom, shit hits the fan maybe. But I just felt that this didn't progress in a way that made sense to me. And I think the main problem stems from how Oliver, the main character, Barry Keoghan's character, is written. Those shocking scenes that people keep referencing, they're great out of context. I'm sure there's going to be loads of clips on Twitter when it comes out of people getting thousands of likes because the scenes are shocking. They achieve what one of those scenes should do, which is make you uncomfortable, make you a little uneasy, be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually seeing that. But I think those scenes are kind of used as a crutch, because I think they're used to cover up the fact that Oliver isn't written that well. I heard a few people walking out of the screening asking themselves, or talking to another person being like, what were his motivations exactly, and why did he do what he did? And I just think that's a problem from your lead character. And it's very interesting because I think on the surface, Oliver is a very complex character, right? But now that I've seen the whole movie, I just don't think he's as complex as the filmmakers wanted you to think he is. I found myself wanting to dive deeper into his character. I wanted to know more. I think unveiling and peeling back the layers of his character would have made a lot of the more shocking scenes and all the really those oomph type moments, I think they would have landed a little bit better, and just in my opinion. Now you might be saying, I mean, geez, like you must really hate this movie, and that's not true either. As I said in the beginning, I still think it's good. And I think a lot of that goes to the ensemble of performances. Barry Keoghan returns to playing just a little freak, and my God, does he get freaky with it. A totally committed performance, totally game for anything asked of him. He has such a good screen presence that he really pulled me through the movie because I wanted to see what he was going to do. Jacob Elordi, I mean, my God, he continues to impress me. I gotta say, between this and Priscilla, I really can't tell what's the better performance of his, because they're both great. I mean, he is already distancing himself from, in my head, The Kissing Booth. He is perfectly cast for the role, very similar charm and presence to Jude Law in The Talented Mr. Ripley, which Saltburn itself is really kind of taking inspiration from. Everyone else is fantastic. I mean, Rosamund Pike just proving again that she needs more roles in Hollywood. Like, what are we doing here? But actually, my favorite performance in the movie is one that I don't think is talked about a lot. Alison Oliver, who I am not familiar with at all, she is so damn good in this. I mean, in my personal best supporting actress list, she is on there. I really thought she was fantastic. And as much as I had problems with the disjointed nature of the story, I'd be completely lying to you if I said I wasn't interested in seeing how the story would unfold. I was completely invested in the story still, and once again, that's a shout out to the performances, and I do like the ending. I don't know if I like it enough to pull everything back together for me, but I'll admit it made me think about it for a little bit. And like a lot of good movies I've seen this year, It hasn't really left my mind. I am eager to rewatch this, and I certainly will. I want to see if my thoughts have changed. And like a lot of other movies this year, for some reason, when I rewatch it, my rating usually changes. So if you want to kind of keep up to date with that, Letterboxd, link in the description. Overall, Saltburn is a pretty entertaining and gripping story with strong performances all around. I am not sure if everything fits together as neatly as I wanted it to, but I certainly admire the ambition. Saltburn, 3.5 stars. Once again, I'm really curious to see how this plays on a rewatch. Maybe I am just insane, or maybe it, solidifies my feeling. I really don't know. I don't see the Academy really touching this movie either. It's very odd. I'm not sure how well it would play to the older folks. And in my screening, there's a lot of older folks. Not sure if I got the best vibes from them walking out of that screening, but I guess who knows, but I don't really see them touching it. Shout out to Babylon though. That is the second video in a row where I've mentioned Babylon. I need to stop.